unknown transforming robot. It's probably shit, but if I just bet a quid, it really won't matter.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Transformers Transformation Review thingy. Yes, indeed. Now, interesting character tonight. Well, almost interesting. A character at odds with his bot and his alt mode. Obviously, Cybertron Defense Red Alert. Another Cybertron figure. Again, I haven't run out of Beast Wars or Beast era stuff or anything of the older material, but I'm drawn to the Unicorn trilogy. That kind of mirrors this odd. Tell me, can anybody explain this odd fascination that exists in the Transformers community, the wife swapping party, the Transformers community at the minute? It seems that whenever there aren't Transformers to get our greasy mitts on, we seem to like My Little Ponies. Dave? Really? Really, Dave? I'm talking to Kal-El Prime, not Smizno. My Little Pony? Really? And tell you what, you look great, sir. You look absolutely fantastic. Really, whatever you're doing, keep her lit. But people reviewing My Little Pony, I do not get it. I don't get that. I'll tell you another thing I do not get. I could well lose 120 subscribers here. Kamen Rider. What the fuck? No. I can understand that during the famine, you know, I remember there was a famine kind of after Cybertron. There's a famine for me at the minute in that there are movie bots out there. There actually aren't a lot because they're pulling them off the shelves. Everything seems to be all Creo at the minute. Don't have any of that. It's fine, but it's not my thing. Waiting for the Prime toys. So people are buying. Are we really buying fans? Transformers fans? My Little Pony and Kamen Rider, Nick Kamen. I don't care. I don't get it. It's just Power Rangers on speed. It's not for me. No. Had a look. Watched 4 episodes, and I decided it was so wrong. It was so wrong. It's not right. It reminds me a little bit of Kiss players. It just makes me, you know, that kind of way. Anyway, it's my birthday next weekend, and there are a few local YouTubers, YouTube heads who are coming over. People you all know, I'm sure. The redoubtable, exaggerated Elegy and George. Ghost of Starscream, ominous voice, is bringing his very fine lady with him. We have another TF Productions, who you may or may not know, Mr. Nicholas Hardy, Esquire. He's coming along. Should be fun. I'm going to play some bot games and stuff. Going to get these fuckers off the shelf, make some noise, eat some food, get drunk. Good. So, the other thing I wanted to say, the other bit of housekeeping. The 5 awesome Transformers guys are recruiting who are now 4, are recruiting another fifth. I've been watching that a lot closer than I thought I would. Yes. I know who I want to get it. Maybe you all are kind of watching it too. I like the 5 the 5 awesome Transformers guys. Some I watch more than others. But it's nice to have that daily fix of something quirky and unusual. I think they have a really interesting niche within the Transformers community, and I definitely know who I'm rooting for. I'm not going to say who it is. Cybertron Defense Red Alert. Now we all know Red Alert, Generation 1 Red Alert, who's in a beautiful, beautiful bot. I love him. I remember Transformers when they first came out, because yes, I am that old, and I remember getting firstly Sideswipe. Now I'm sure it's not only me who knows that the true brother, although his mommy didn't tell him, the true brother of Sideswipe is Red Alert, not Sunstreaker. And I think someone should really, it's about time that we just kind of owned up, we just fessed up, all us Transformers fans, because we all know, Red Alert doesn't know, and Sideswipe and Sunstreaker don't know, obviously, but the true brother of Sideswipe is obviously Red Alert, because they look the same. There he is. He is a rescue vehicle. He's a rescue vehicle. But not Cybertron Defense Red Alert. Now, an interesting thing about this character, about this bot, there are a few iterations of him. Quite often when you get, I mean, if you think of Primes and Megatrons, there are literally, I was about to say hundreds, no there aren't, but there are tens. There are tens of iterations of Primes and Megatrons, and a lot of other figures. Bumblebees, Jesus, there's more Bumblebees than I have digits on both my long extremities. Didn't sound right, but you know what I mean. There are too many Bumblebees. Oh Christ, there are too many Bumblebees. Fuck Bumblebee up the ass. But there are very few Red Alerts. There's a few kind of what are we calling them? Minicons and Micron Legends. No, Micron Legends are a different thing altogether, of course. A few Minicon Red Alerts. I don't count Minicons because they're shite. But this guy, this is a Red Alert. I want a Red Alert to be a deluxe figure. And he's a rescue vehicle. He is not. Red Alert is not a missile launcher. But thank fuck that he is. This guy is lovely. Little bit of BG, say it with me, not enough to do you any harm, that's the one. Red Alert Autobot, function medic heavy assault. He doesn't look like a medic at all. No, not even nearly. This is what he says. I love this because it's the worst thing any Autobot has ever said. Say hello to my little friend. Yeah. Red Alert is first and foremost a healer. As Autobot medic, he has never hesitated to rush into a battlefield under heavy fire to assist an injured comrade. Indeed, there are many Autobots and even one or two Decepticons who owe their lives to him. It is because of his skills as a healer that Optimus Prime handpicks him to be part of a team along with Hotshot and Scattershot. Lots of shits there, isn't there? To return to Cybertron and cleanse his home with Epsom salts. Now, with World of the Terracons infestation, though he is uncomfortable with his new armor and heavy weapons with which he has been upgraded, he recognizes their necessity and will not hesitate to engage in battle if his hand is forced. Right, that's as much as I'm about to say. I went a little Alec Guinness there, didn't I? I'm not going to do it again. But look at this guy. He reminds me so very much of the wonderful animated Ultra Magnus. Speaking of animated, Prime Toys delayed until fucking March. This is what I heard. I heard they were coming out on the 29th. It's my birthday on the 30th. And I thought, I'm getting Prime Toys for my birthday. This is, I can't wait to get the Prime Toys. I love them. I love the look of them. Bring them on. Get rid of the fucking movie line. Oh, God, it's like a boil in the back of my neck. Get rid of the movie line. Bring on the Prime Toys. Look at this. It's a lovely thing. It looks like Ultra Magnus. Wouldn't he benefit from an Ultra Magnus repaint? Now, there's an interesting thing, BotCon. Forget about that shit piece of exclusive stuff that you got this year. I'm sorry, Buck, and I'm less than pleased. And a lot of other people that I've spoken to are less than pleased at your selection this year. You should speak to the fans, BotCon people. Yes, you should. Cybertron Defense Red Alert. Now, you had a previous incarnation when it was just a deluxe size. I actually don't have that bot. I've the vast majority of Cybertron toys. There are two glaring omissions from my Cybertron toys. It's the Red Alert, the deluxe, and then Thunderblast. Don't have either of those. I want them. This is just a lovely big toy. It doesn't do an awful lot in this mode except that, but he doesn't need to do anything else. It actually wouldn't. This vehicle, this mobile missile launcher wouldn't do much else. That goes like, oh, it does. It goes like that. Points right up. It'll have, will it swivel? It won't even swivel. It doesn't need to swivel. It's got this. This is on the back of it. This has a very nice little gimmick here. That's a lovely big thing, isn't he? He is a lovely big thing. I love it. Well done, Takara Hasbro, for putting this guy out, you know, because he's just a lovely sight. This launches off his back. Listen to this. He's gone to space. Or maybe Omega Supreme. They could repaint him as Omega Buckon. If you repaint this fucker as Omega Supreme, I have that was my idea. That's what I'm thinking. Omega Supreme now. Nice big thing. Oh. And I tell you what, not only that, we also get lights and sound and lights rather. Oh, fantastic. Look, this is an accessory for a Cybertron toy. This is the size of most deluxes and the size of some, excuse me, movie Voyagers. I'll just set that to one side, that imposing, very imposing figure. Just realised. Lee, I've just realised, Lee. It didn't even occur to me, but there you go. Does this guy transform? Of course he transforms. He's left with this odd little thing. Space for a minicon? I think so. Now watch this. Let's get a nice bit of transformation going on here. I've loved Red Alert ever since the early days, but I've just loved G1 ever since 1984. That's just the way it is for me. You've got to take this bit out. This is that kind of Beast Wars appeal in that he's got shit on him that turns into weapons, which I really like. Like this thing. This will transform. Nice transformation for this guy. It's quite intuitive. I love the way his arms just kind of reveal themselves like that. There we go. Little bit of leg, foot and heel work. Not an awful lot of problem here. Not at all. I think I'm just looking at his legs here, and he seems to have, now this reminds me of G2 Megatron. Little sliding joint. Where are we going? We're going that way, are we? Yeah. Little sliding joint there. Head reveal. Yes, indeed, a head reveal. Oh, what a head reveal. Take this breastplate all the way down, and the head pops up. Now, he does look like his previous deluxe Cybertron incarnation. Now, what I'm just going to do right now, I'm just noticing this. Is that the Elite Guard symbol? Maybe it's not quite. Maybe, actually, what I think it is the Cybertron defense symbol. From what I remember, from what I cared about the animated series that was Cybertron, which was a flawed, disastrous piece of fantastical animation. Just insert this back on. He could also be, couldn't he, the Machine Wars Soundwave, or I think Countdown is the G2 incarnation called Countdown. And this is an impressive bot. Look at that fucking thing on his shoulder. Now watch this. This is one of the most, actually we'll save that to last. What I'm going to do first is show you that this thing, which I took off from the front, turns of course into a weapon. Does that's spring loaded now? I think there may be a little button to press. Looking for button, no buttons to be found. But that will go into his hand, okay? That will go into his hand. But in the meantime, let's do this. We open up this section and we take from the front of his leg. It's not quite easy to get out, but you can see it in there. I'm just going to have a little look. You can see this little, this blue and white shiz in here. That does actually come out, and I'm going to insist that it absolutely comes out. How did I get it out before? It doesn't have anything on it that's it's not. There's no little kind of fingernail part or anything like that. You just kind of in rather Northern Irish way. You've got to hoke it out, but it does come out. Trust me. Oh, it doesn't want to come out at all right now. How am I going to do that? I might just have to stop and get some. I'll be back in a moment. One pink paperclip later. So I'm just going to get this out. Now, it shouldn't be the case that you need a paperclip or a nail file or a knife or anything in order to extract something from a bot. But it just sometimes, that's just the way it happens sometimes. Now this, you may remember the rather wonderful Armada Red Alert, where he had the arm to which you could attach a few different appendages that were stored in his leg cavities. I forgot to take him out. I could have actually showed you that. So you can actually do that as well. So I'm going to put that, and all of a sudden this becomes something rather significant. And where does it go? It goes to the side of his arm. So we've just extended his arm by a significant amount. So this is one extremely well-armed, well-armored and capable bot. But not only that, if you wanted to change this, it is at your gift to do such a thing. I'm going to take this little appendage and insert it back into his leg, and hopefully it'll go in without much fuss. Indeed it does. And in the other leg, there is another one. And pink paperclip later. Are you going to come out? It seems that it is. We have this, which is like a little pounding weapon, and as you can see, there is a little bit of springy action there that makes it feel like a little bit like a pneumatic drill, which is quite not a drill, but a little pounder, which is quite cool. Pneumatic hammer, and you insert this into the little port. Excuse me one moment. And then you've got this lark going on. So he's got this kind of hammery thing going on, and he just looks so cool with it. He does display so very well on his own because there are so many things you can do with him. And not only that, but you can take his Cyberplanet key, and this is a nice bit of shiz here, right into the back, the usual place. What happens? This. Love that. Let's just hear that sound once again. It's not a launching sound, but it's like a computer bleeping sound. And we get some lights and sound. Just awesome. There is his missile. This is Cybertron Defense Red Alert. Obviously a lot bigger than the little initial deluxe. Big missile here, which will fire out. Don't want it to. This thing is still going to come off. I'm still going to make the rockety noise. And it's just fantastic. This is it on its own. This as an accessory of a Transformer. This is possibly the biggest Transformer accessory that I know of. And put that in like that. Just a lovely thing. So he's armed. He's dangerous. He's got lots of really cool weapons. He's got stuff stuck in his knees. That's just awesome. He's got this big old freaking thing in his back. He's not a medic. This guy is the quintessential kill your granny bot. Yeah. Good night.
Now that's what I call a robot in disguise. Thank you very much. Good night.